Today, I, Dr. Aku, will be talking about the fear of failure. Greetings, it's Talk With Me Tuesday. I'm Dr. Aku, and I'm so happy to be here to talk with you. It is January, and we are still talking about change in the month where everybody declares their resolutions, but needs to find a way to make that change happen. I told you last week that my secret power is I'm a change agent. I help people make changes that they can hold on to. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that today. I'm going to talk about the biggest fear. And the biggest fear that many people have is the fear of failure. So that's going to be the focus of our topic today. So, the quote of the week is, "Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Confucius said that. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. What could you do if you were not afraid to fall? I want to tell you about somebody that I worked with recently, coaching, and she was afraid to apply to graduate school. Yeah. Smart, young, single, well, dating somebody, but not married with children. So this was a great time in her life to go back to school to pursue her passion. And she had a very clear passion and path, but had a lot of fear. What if no one would give her letters of recommendation? Because, like a lot of us do, she could have done better in college, but she wasn't clear yet as to what she wanted to do. So she had fears that no one would give her letters of recommendation. What if she doesn't get into school? We spent a lot. So, did you know Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper before he was because he lacked imagination, and his first cartoon production company went bankrupt? Can you imagine our world without Walt Disney, without Disney World and Disneyland France and a zillion Disney movies? Can you even imagine our world without Walt Disney? What would have happened had Walt Disney given up after being fired from his first newspaper job because he lacked imagination? Who had more imagination than Walt Disney? What would have happened had he given up after going bankrupt, after his first cartoon production company went bankrupt? We would never have had Bambi and a zillion other movies, Frozen. I can't even think of them all, right? We wouldn't have had those. So it's a good thing that Walt Disney didn't fear failure. Here's another one for you. The vice president of Columbia Pictures told Harrison Ford that he was never going to make it as an actor. Can you imagine? Now, when I was growing up, my mom took me to all of the Raiders of the Lost Ark films. Like, we enjoyed those together. That was Harrison Ford. And I know, I can't think of all the films he's been in, but he's been an actor, an acclaimed actor, for quite a long time. What would have happened if Harrison Ford believed the vice president of Columbia Pictures and decided, oh, that's it, no more acting for me? But he didn't fear failure, and so he was able to succeed. However, as the writing of the book that I'm reading to you, that book has sold over 30 million copies worldwide under 65 different titles. Okay, imagine if they gave up at 139. and decided, oh, that's it, we failed, we're not going to do this. Right? So clearly, there's something to not fearing failure. All right, although I have a few more, I'm just going to give you one more. Do you know who Michael Jordan is? What I know is that even people who don't know anything about basketball know who Michael Jordan is. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Can you believe one of the greatest players ever was cut from his high school basketball team? What if he decided at that point, oh, that's it. Clearly, I can't play basketball. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine the world without Michael Jordan because he's such an icon. And yet, he too had some failures in his life. So of all of these people, and again, I could name more, have failed, but didn't give up and kept going and then reached their success, why can't you? Well, of course you can. That page that I just read, those examples are from a book that's totally unrelated to what we're talking about, but I'll share. It's from one of my domestic violence books, Daily Inspirations for Abuse Survivors. And that page is all about helping even abuse survivors understand that success is available for all of us, but not if we give up before the fight is over. Okay, so I shared that with this young woman that I was coaching. And we had to spend quite a few weeks actually on this concept of not giving up, of what it means to fail. And I asked her, well, why do you feel failure? What would that mean for you? And she says, well, I figured if I set myself up to fail, then I won't be as disappointed as I will be if I set myself up to, to win, to succeed, and things don't happen. Well, one of the things we did in that time together is we redefined failure. I don't define failure as the end, as a stop, as things being over. Just like Michael Jordan and Harrison Ford and Walt Disney, it's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to change, to figure out what didn't go well and to do it better. So when you look at failure that way, when you stop seeing it as the end, things are over, and see it as an opportunity to change, to grow, to make things better, then there's nothing wrong with it. And in fact, you can see failure as just part of the process, any process to improvement, right? Many things have to fail before they get them right. That's why they test rocket ships first before they send them into outer space, right? To give things an opportunity to fail so they can be improved. So she and I talked about that, and I helped her get in touch with her spiritual nature, because the other way that I know of to really redefine failure is to look at the spiritual side of things. And that's really what I do in my life. I am willing to try anything that I feel spirit-led to try without focusing on the outcome, because I know that what's really in it for me is the process and what I learn in the process. And the outcome very often is not as important, because I'm going to learn something. I'm going to grow in the process. So I'm willing to always try new things. I helped her get in touch with that, this concept that spirit has something for us in every experience. And it's up to us to decide to learn and grow from those experiences, even when those experiences don't lead us where we think we want to go. Even when those experiences are challenging, there's still opportunities to grow. And when you think about it that way, if you start the process of applying for graduate school and it doesn't go smoothly, that doesn't mean it won't happen, right? So we looked at, well, what do you need to do? What's the first step? What little thing can you do to get started? And we came up with a plan, and I supported her the first time she didn't execute the plan, and the second time she didn't execute the plan, we kept re-examining it and kept looking at the fear until finally she took a little step forward. And then we rejoiced in that little step. And she had the courage to take another little step. And before you knew it, she was pleasantly surprised that people were willing to give her the recommendations that she needed, because that's what college professors do. And I've been a college professor, so I know that's just part of the process. We give recommendations. She made that happen. And then that gave her a little more courage, because even though many people fear failure, we also thrive on our successes, right? That helps us have the courage to keep going and to move forward. So that gave her the courage to do the other big thing, which was create the personal essay. And that was another thing that was a big struggle. And it took weeks and weeks and weeks to finally, after many promises that she would get that personal essay done, we sat down and started working on it together with some support. Right? And so with the support, before you know it, a couple weeks later, personal essay done. And so proud of her, she actually put in the applications. Now the reality is we don't know. We don't know what will happen from this point on. But she did her part. She has to trust spirit that the rest will happen. And the worst that happens, if she doesn't get in this time, you know what? She can apply again. And what I tell all my students, where I am a consultant, I tell them that really what counts is tenacity. It's one of my favorite words in the dictionary, tenacity, because tenacity will get you so much further than brilliance. I know a lot of brilliant people who aren't doing as much as they could because they gave up, at the first sign of failure. And I know a lot of people who didn't give up and have achieved all of their dreams simply because every time they reached an obstacle, they found a way over, around, or through it. And one of the things I do as a change agent is I help people find their way over, around, or through the obstacles so that they can continue moving forward toward their dreams. All right, so that being said, I want to talk to you a little bit more about the program that I'm so excited about coming up this weekend. This Saturday morning from 8 to 10 a.m., I will be helping people as a change agent take the resolutions that they have for this new year and create a 7-step action plan. Well, I'm going to take them through a 7-step action plan so that they can create the plan that will help those dreams manifest in 2019. I want to tell you a little bit more about those 7 steps, just in case you're considering putting your intentions through those steps so that you can create your dreams in 2019. So step number 1 is to declare your intention. Right? So you probably already have a list of resolutions, but to really think about, well, what do you want? Right? Everything has to start someplace. And the place to start is, what is your intention? To publish a book, to lose 10 pounds, to get healthier, to get happier, to reduce stress. What is your intention? I'm asking everybody that signed up for the workshop to think about that and create their list ahead of time and put their list into order of the things that are most important, from most important to least important. And then to come to the workshop with just one. We only have 2 hours. So I really wanted to make sure that we get the most out of that time. So everybody's going to focus on one, but guess what? After we've put one intention through this whole system, then you can do the same thing for intention 2, 3, and 4. I suggest that you start with 1 or 2, and then as you strengthen this this change muscle, then you can add more to it. But for the workshop, everybody's going to declare one intention. What we're going to do, the first step of the workshop is going to be, I'm going to lead everyone through a visualization meditation to help you really focus on what will it look like if you create this dream. What will it look like if you fulfill your intention? So we'll do a visualization meditation. And after the meditation, I'm going to ask you to journal about it, to write down, to capture everything that came up for you in that meditation. Right? So that you can hold on to what it felt like, what it looked like, what you learned in that experience. Then step 3 is we're going to now take that intention and we're going to examine SMART goals, right? We're going to make your goals. We're going to take that intention and break it down into goals based on what we learned from your visualization meditation. Okay, there are a couple other steps in there, but I can't give it all away right now because I really wanted to leave a few surprises for Saturday. So we're going to break things down into SMART goals. And then we're going to take those goals and we're going to make a plan, okay? A realistic plan. And I'm going to be there to help each and every person on the call. Each and every person is going to get an opportunity to talk about their goals and to talk about their plan. And I'm going to be there to help you make sure that the plan is realistic, to ask you the questions you need to be asked, and to tweak that plan so that it's realistic. Okay? But if you've gotten to know me at all, you know that I don't do anything without asking Spirit to be my partner. So before the next steps, we are going to harness spiritual energy. Right? Step 5 is creating a vision board. Right? And creating a vision board is a way to ask Spirit to partner with you to create your dream. And so what we're going to do during the workshop, because it's only 2 hours and we don't have time to actually create the full vision board, based on your visualization meditation and what you journaled and your goal, then I'm going to help you select 7 key things that need to be included in your vision board. Now, of course, if you take a couple of other intentions through this 7-step system, you can make a vision board that includes 2 or 3 intentions. Okay? But for this workshop, you're going to identify 7 things that are key elements for your vision board. And I'll talk more about vision boards just in case anybody that comes to the workshop is not familiar with them and how they're used to harness spiritual energy. We're also going to look at affirmations. As you can see, I love words. It's the author in me. I absolutely love words, and I think words have such power and strength. And so one way to reduce fear and increase your connection to your vision and your energy to harness that vision and bring it to manifestation in this realm is through affirmations. Affirmations to banish fear, affirmation to harness spiritual energy. So given whatever your intention is, whatever your vision for that intention is, we will together create an affirmation or 2 to help you hold on to the energy. Because one of the things that happens is that as time goes by, we stop focusing on whatever our intention is. It gets pushed to the side. And so we need to have some ways to hold on to it. And affirmations are one of those ways that we can keep the energy, the positive energy, to keep going. You know, a lot of gyms find that their membership goes up in January and goes down again in February in terms of people who are actively there working out. Why is that? Because people lose incentive. People lose the energy, the drive to keep going. It's all exciting when it's a new idea, but how do you keep things going? So step number 7 is about keeping things going. What is the plan so that you are still working on this in March, in June, in September? What is the plan? So I have a few things that are ways to help you continue on your path toward your dreams, even after the 2-hour workshop is all done. So that'll be step number 7. So I'm really excited. If anybody has any questions, feel free to go to my website, draku.com, and send me a message. I'll be happy to email you back. I check every email myself and answer everyone. So feel free to send me an email if you have questions, and you can also find the sign up at draku.com. But whether you join me or not, we will continue having this conversation about change for the rest of January. You can also send me questions if you'd like me to answer anything here on Facebook Live or any specific topics you'd like me to address. Feel free to drop me a line. I am here to help because, as I said already, I'm a change agent, and I want to know how I can help you and support you as you make changes to improve your world in 2019. All right, that's it for today. I look forward to seeing you all right here again for Talk to Me Tuesday, next Tuesday. Peace and blessings. For more information, please visit drakhu.com, DRAKHU.com.